Hello friends, about 100 million years ago, Earth looked completely different. With no humans, some scary animals were ruling over this planet. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs so big that they were taller than buildings, with jaws so strong that they could have crushed your bones within a second. They were so fast that they ran at around the speed of 90 km per hour. They were truly fear-arousing creatures. They ruled over Earth for more than 170 million years. But then one day, something happened that completely wiped them off the planet. What happened exactly and how? Come, let's understand this in today's video.
As it gets closer to the planet, the Earth's gravitational pull gets stronger. They now can't see what's headed their way.
Friends, the word dinosaurs originated from Greek, from the words dainos and sauros. Dainos means terrible and sauros means lizard, a terrible lizard. This is the literal meaning of the word dinosaur. The word was used for the first time in 1841, when dinosaur fossils was discovered for the first time. Richard Owen, a British scientist, used the word dinosaur. Back then, people didn't know much about dinosaurs or their appearance, so the initial drawing of how dinosaurs might have looked are vastly different from what we know now. Megalosaurus was one of the first fossils to be discovered. Look at the initial drawing of it. Decades later, as the researchers discovered more information about them, the drawings were modified, trying to make them more realistic, so the depiction looked like this now. Today, more than 10,000 dinosaur fossils have been unearthed by paleontologists worldwide, and more than 900 distinct have been identified. You might be excited by the prospect of discovering more fossils, but interestingly, from 2003 to 2022, on average each year, about 45 new species of dinosaurs have been identified. The work of paleontologists is far from over. Look at the photos of the new species of dinosaurs discovered last year. Of them, this is a bizarre dinosaur discovered in Chile, with a weapon that looks like a blade on its tail and a beak for a mouth. It was named Stegosaurus elengason. Overall, we know a lot about dinosaurs too. But come, let's start this story at the beginning. Let's dive into the past. Millions of years ago today, scientists estimate that the first dinosaurs emerged about 230 to 240 million years, because the oldest dinosaur fossils that we have found till now is from 231.5 million years ago in Africa. Back then, Earth was much different than it is today. The continents that you see now, Asia, Africa, Australia, Europe, all continents were joined together. There was only one supercontinent that we call Pangaea. Scientists believe that Pangaea looked somewhat like this. You can even see the placement of continents that we know. Then the climate of Earth was dry and arid with only a little rain. This time period has been named the Triassic period, the era when the dinosaur had started emerging. Dinosaurs were slowly populating the Earth due to evolution. The dinosaurs of this era are not anything like the ones you imagine. They were quite small in size. The common dinosaurs of the time were generally around 2 meters long only. For example, Eoraptor was a dinosaur that existed in that period. In fact, this dinosaur is known as the ancestors of other dinosaurs. The dominant animals of the era were giant reptiles. Some of these reptiles looked cute, like this one, that's believed to be the ancestors of all turtles. With time, Earth started changing. 201 million years ago, the Triassic period ended. When Earth's climate changed suddenly, the Pangaea started breaking apart. Although I am using the word suddenly, it didn't happen in a day or two. It was relatively sudden. In a time scale of millions of years, it happened gradually over thousands of years. Cracks appeared in the supercontinent. Large-scale volcanic explosions take place on and around the cracks. Due to the numerous volcanic eruptions, a large amount of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide was released into the atmosphere. This caused intense global warming. When the sulfur dioxides and aerosols entered the atmosphere, it blocked the sunlight and caused some cooling. Acidification of the ocean started when the carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide mixed with the water. the acidity of the ocean water increased, the climate was changing rapidly, and survival became difficult for the animals that existed. Most reptiles and other species back then were cold-blooded animals. They couldn't withstand the temperature changes, but the dinosaurs were warm-blooded like humans. It was easier for the dinosaurs to tolerate the temperature changes. The volcanic eruptions and climate change continued for about 60,000 years. Due to this, almost all the other species became extinct. The only animals remaining on the earth were the dinosaurs, crocodiles, turtles, and early mammals. This event is known as Triassic-Jurassic extinction event. As I said, after this, the Triassic period ended and the Jurassic period began. If this sounds like a familiar name, this is the inspiration for the name of Jurassic Park films. The word Jurassic refers to this Jurassic period. The Jurassic period lasted from 201 million ago to 145 million years ago. During this time, dinosaurs emerged as the most dominant species on the planet. Due to evolution, some of them became quite large in size, like some of the earliest titanosaurs. They lived around 160 million years ago. Each of them weighed out to 50,000 kilograms and could be up to 15 meters long. Some other iconic dinosaurs of the time were Brachiosaurus, Diplodocus, etc. During the Jurassic period, some dinosaurs evolved to fly. One of the first feathered dinosaurs was Archaeopteryx. It looked something like this. At this time, the Pangaea supercontinent was divided into two smaller supercontinents. We named them Laurasia and Gondwanaland. Friends, due to Jurassic Park films, the Jurassic period is the most widely known, but it was the next period when dinosaurs truly flourished, the Cretaceous period, because at this time we saw an explosion in the diversity of dinosaurs. Several new species of dinosaurs evolved. T-Rex, perhaps the most famous dinosaurs to be shown in films, existed in the Cretaceous period. It reached peak dominance only at the end of Cretaceous period, around 65 to 68 million years ago, though this is debated among researchers. Most scientists believe that T-Rex didn't exist in the Jurassic period. Quite ironic that in the film Jurassic Park, T-Rex is used for their logo. The Cretaceous period was the longest time in the era of dinosaurs. Starting around 145 million years ago, it lasted till 65 million years ago. The two supercontinents Laurasia and Gondwanaland started breaking up, and the structure of the continents looked similar to what we see today. Several flowering plants evolved at this time. Several flowering plants evolved around this time, and the average temperature of the earth was warmer than it was in the past. Sea levels were quite high, and almost all kinds of dinosaurs that you can imagine existed during this period. Raptors, armored dinosaurs, giant herbivorous dinosaurs, dangerous carnivorous dinosaurs, Titanosaurus, one of the largest land animals, Argentinosaurus, which could weigh up to 77 tons, and T-Rex that could be up to 40 feet long. Believed to be the apex predator of its time, it had the strongest and most powerful jaws compared to any other animal. A fun fact, the evolution of grass began only 70 million years ago. In the story that I have been telling you, don't imagine a grass-filled earth. There were other kinds of planets. T-Rex and Triceratops evolved 68 million years ago. Do you know what this means? We're closest to the dinosaurs T-Rex than it was to Jurassic period, since there's 80 million years between the Jurassic period and T-Rex evolution, but only 68 million years between us and T-Rex. Another interesting dinosaurs that existed then were the ornithomimids. They looked like ostriches. They were among the fastest dinosaurs. They could run at the speed of 80 km per hour, and in terms of flying, instead of running, the largest flying dinosaurs were Quetzalcoatlus. Had the wingspans of 10 to 11 meters. As you can see, this was the most prosperous period of dinosaurs. The climate was favoring them, new species were evolving, and there was no longer animal species to compete with them. They were simply ruling over Earth. Everything was going well, until one day, something happened that completely wiped off dinosaurs from Earth forever. A large asteroid with a diameter of roughly 10 to 15 kilometers came hurtling towards Earth and crashed into it. This happened 66 million years ago, and this asteroid strike ended the Cretaceous period. The speed of the asteroid was 30 km per second, 150 times faster than a jet airliner. Specifically speaking, it hits the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, the same place where millions of years later the Mayan tribe emerged and built historical wonders like Chichen Itza. When the asteroid hit Earth, it creates a large crater with a diameter of 180 km. Due to its impact, energy was released at such a speed that could be released with 100 teratons of TNT. If you compare this with the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the asteroid produced 1 billion times this energy. This was such a big impact that everything around it disintegrated in the blink of an eye. The impact threw a lot of soil into the air. The land heated up and the hot dust rained over other areas. The global temperature rose by several degrees for hours. All animals within thousands of kilometers of range from here were cooked alive by the sheer heat. It's believed that only small animals could survive the impact of its initial blast because they found underground shelter, or they hide underwater in caves or in large tree trunks. But this was only the initial impact. This was followed by shock waves, heat pulses, wildfires in the forest for thousands of kilometers, and big tsunamis. It's speculated that there would have been an intermediate tsunami with a 2-kilometer tall wave. Can you even imagine a 2-kilometer tall tsunami wave? Volcanic eruptions started once again, acid rain fell and earthquakes occurred. The short-term effects were quite deadly. But you would think that on the other side of the earth that wasn't hit. Animals could have perhaps survived there, but the long-term consequences were ever deadlier. The dust particles in the air blocked sunlight for the next year all around the planet. The planet went to the nuclear winter. The temperature dropped drastically. It's estimated that for the next 3 years, the earth was at freezing temperature. It killed many plants and animals. Since the sunlight was blocked for 1 year, it was possible for plants to use photosynthesis. The plant died. With dying plants, the herbivorous animals had nothing to eat and they died out. Even the carnivorous animals were left with nothing to eat and they too died out. A chain reaction was caused. The only animals saved of these consequences were small omnivorous animals such as mammals, lizards, turtles, and some birds. These animals could survive because they could survive as scavengers as well. The dead dinosaurs, fungus, decaying plant matter, they were the food that kept them alive. Small animals could survive longer. And now let's get back to the topic. The impact of the asteroid destroyed several carbonaceous rocks. This caused carbon and sulfurs to be released into the atmosphere once again. And for the next several thousand years, the sunlight was significantly reduced. That was not at the normal levels. Apart from this, acid rain continued for thousands of years. When the nuclear winters ended, the dust in the atmosphere settled down. Sunlight reached the planet once again. But the problem was that a large quantity of carbon dioxide was already released into the atmosphere. This caused intense global warming. Think about this, friend. One asteroid changed Earth's history for the next thousands of years, if we ignore a few exceptions. No four-legged creature weighing more than 25 kilograms could survive this event. All terrestrial dinosaurs went extinct. And with them, the plant and animal species once thriving on Earth, more than 75% of it went extinct. Friends, at this point, the Cretaceous period ended and the next era began, the Paleogene period. Friends, it was not as if everything had ended. This event was like an opportunity for the rest of animal species. The rulers of the planet, dinosaurs, were no more. So it was an opportunity for other animals to come up and rule. Humans should be thankful for this asteroid because this afforded a good opportunity for the evolution of mammals. After the extinction of dinosaurs, the gap in the food chain left by the dinosaurs was filled in by several mammals. It was in this period that we saw the evolution of horses, whales, bats, and primates. Several snakes and smaller lizards were starting emerging in this period. The only group of dinosaurs that could survive were the flying dinosaurs. Gradually, they evolved and became the birds that we know now. Yep, you read that right. The birds that you see flying around today, the flying dinosaurs are their ancestors. Most studies have confirmed that birds belong to the same family as dinosaurs. Specifically speaking, ancestry is shared most closely by chickens and ostriches. That's why people might say that closest living relative of T-Rex, a dangerous dinosaur, is a chicken. You might have a question about the asteroid. How did we find out? The spot where the asteroid crashed and that it crashed 66 million years ago. How did we figure out the date? This is evidenced by a rare mineral, iridium. Yes, it's iridium. Scientists found that at a few places on the Earth, we have a high concentration of iridium on the ground. But when the geologists analyzed Earth, they found that it is a very rare mineral on the Earth. Despite that, it's so abundant on our ground. How could this be? This could happen because comets and asteroids have a high concentration of iridium. And when scientists put the iridium into a carbon dating, they found that the iridium layer that we found is 66 million years old. This could happen only when the asteroid hit the planet, and in the pursuing blast, this mineral spread all around. You might also wonder this, since the asteroid had an impact this big. We should be able to see the crater it left on Earth. Well, you're not wrong. But an event that occurred so long ago, 66 million years ago, might not look like you would imagine it to be, because since then, the continents have been relentlessly shifting. The crater of this asteroid is hidden in the Yucatan Peninsula, but several digging expeditions were conducted that proved that it had been actually happened, and the exact location it happened. If you look at the map, this is the exact location. Half of it is submerged under the sea and the other half is on the land. A real world impact that we can still see are the cenotes in this Mexican era. These beautiful sinkholes show a pattern, the crater formed by the asteroids. The cenotes can be found in the ring formation around the crater. Nowadays, they are famous tourist attractions. You can go swimming in these cenotes. And overall, these cenotes form the world's largest underground cave system. After hearing this astounding story of this asteroid strike, you might be thinking about what would happen if such an asteroid comes and hits the planet now. Will humans go extinct? This is definitely a threat. The asteroids that might hit Earth in the foreseeable future are known as near-Earth asteroids. NASA and other space agencies are continuously tracking all near-Earth asteroids to compute their paths and if and when they will collide with Earth. As of April 2022, more than 28,000 near-Earth asteroids have been identified, of which more than 800 have a diameter of 1 kilometer or more. This is a scary number. So many asteroids that may potentially collide with Earth. But today, you don't need to be scared about this, because scientific calculations are so advanced that we can clearly predict their path and can calculate the exact location of the impact. We can even estimate the chances of it actually colliding with Earth, and if they are indeed on the path of collision, what can we do to stop it? This was the idea behind NASA's DART space mission launched in 2021, Double Asteroid Redirection Test. They plan to have a spacecraft collide with an asteroid so that the path of asteroids can be altered, and if in future there's an asteroid about to collide with Earth, we can alter its path. This might sound like science fiction, but this idea was already successful. In September 2022, a test was launched on an asteroid that was not on the path toward Earth. NASA sent a spacecraft to it. The spacecraft collided with the asteroid and its path was altered. If they could successfully do it to that asteroid, it can be done to any asteroid on the way to Earth in future. But that doesn't mean that there is no danger at all. Humans are the danger here. The asteroid strike that killed the dinosaurs is known as the fifth extinction event in the Earth's history. After this, scientists believe that the sixth extinction event has already begun. This isn't due to any volcano or asteroid, it's caused by humans. This is named as Holocene extinction event. Over the last 100 to 200 years, we have seen the loss of biodiversity at the unprecedented scale. Animals and plant species are rapidly going extinct due to humans. Biologists agree that it is a mass extinction. Deforestation by humans, pollution in oceans and atmosphere. Due to this, the normal rate is more than 100 to 1000 times more than the current rate of extinction. Habitats of animals that exist now are being destroyed. Thousands of mammals, birds, reptiles and amphibians are now in the endangered category and have already gone extinct due to humans. To stop this destruction, A United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity meeting was held in Japan in 2010. 20 biodiversity targets were set to be achieved by 2020. To reduce pollution by at least 50%, scientists have proposed that the extinction taking place need to be limited to 20 per year or fewer. We'll have to see how many targets can be met, but one thing is certain, that it's important to do these, because if plants and animal species go extinct now the same way it happened in the previous extinction events, perhaps it wouldn't be possible for humans to survive. It's interesting to note that, as per calculations, humans originated merely 3 lakh years ago in Africa as per the data, compared to the dinosaurs, who were the dominant species on the earth for 174 million years. We have been here for only 3 lakh years, while they lived for 170 million years, 600 times longer than humans. What do you think? What do you think? Can humans beat the record set by the dinosaurs? Or will humans go extinct before they are 1 million years old? Comment below with your opinion. Obviously, the right answers will depend on our collective efforts to save this planet. If you like this video, click here to watch more such videos on historical topics and science related topics. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.